What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Forecast, where there was 6 draws out of 10 in the Premier League. Chelsea got off to a win and City continued to impress. Oh, Fantasy Football, why do you do this to me? Too many choices, and here's an example of a wrong one. Pick Callum Wilson, I said. If Bournemouth score goals this year, I'm sure he'll be behind them. Pick Rooney as captain, I said. Ouch. I mean, you might have scored a hat-trick in Europe, but you're not doing it in the Premier League, are you? So Rooney has flopped 3 weeks in a row for me, and I had big expectations for him, but he's just not cutting the mustard. Meanwhile, good old Callum Wilson was left on the bench, and he runs out and gets a hat-trick against West Ham. I mean, what's going on? I was patient. Well, 3 weeks, but 3 weeks in fantasy football is a long time. So it's goodbye to Rooney and welcome to Lukaku. Let's hope he can continue doing the good job that he's doing at Everton at the moment, just not this week. You're against Tottenham. So another week down and another new leader. Congrats to Marius Lee with his team, Melk FC, who had the likes of Company and Costa in his team. For me, down in 639th, I'm going to be playing 3 up top this week, just in case Callum Wilson decides to score another hat-trick, and he'll be sitting alongside Aguero and the new lad Lukaku. Talking of which, that transfer actually freed up a couple of million for me, so next week when I get my free transfer, I'm going to look to invest in a stronger defender. Let me know in the comments below who you think I should get. Sergio Aguero is my captain for this week, Yaya is my vice-captain, and in an attempt to gain some leverage in this league, I'm going to do it, lads. I'm going to play the triple captain points. Come on, City. So here we go, it's time for the Sky Sports Super 6, and if this was just on Tottenham results alone, I'm sure I'd be winning right now. So it's just 7 points for me last week, and I don't think anyone saw all those draws coming, so not a bad score considering. Let's see if we can improve it this week. First up, we have Villa versus Sunderland. Sunderland not showing any signs of improvement at the moment. Villa, on the other hand, despite losing 2 out of the 3 opening games, they've not really been outplayed, so I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Villa. Next up is Bournemouth versus Leicester. Bournemouth have shown that they can compete in this league. I enjoy watching them, and I think it will be a very entertaining game against an informed Leicester. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Moving on to Chelsea versus Palace. Chelsea finally got off to the mark last week, and I don't think they can afford to slip up anymore if they've got any chance of keeping up with City. Palace, on the other hand, look decent. It's a good start to the season, but I think home advantage will take this 2-0 to Chelsea. On to Liverpool versus West Ham, and there's only one way that this is going to go for me. West Ham, I'm sure, are still celebrating their opening win against Arsenal, when really they should have been concentrating on beating teams like Leicester and Bournemouth. Liverpool, on the other hand, still looking decent, strong at the back, and I'm going to go for a 3-0 Liverpool win. Moving on to Man City versus Watford. Both unbeaten, but both very different records. 3 wins out of 3 for City, 3 draws out of 3 for Watford. I think it's time that Man City welcome Watford into the Premier League. I'm going to go with a 4-1 spanking to Man City. Finally, it's Stoke versus West Brom. Not the most glamorous of ties, but I think West Brom are going to continue their form in this one, and Stoke are going to take this 2-1. And there you have it, they're my predictions. Let me know what you're going with in the comments below. Let's look at the table. I'm currently sitting in 105th with 19 points. Meanwhile, the top 10 looks like this, and it's the girls that are putting the pressure on the guys at the moment. Big hello to Jennifer, Joanne, Sue, Jane and Angela, who all sit in the top 10 at the moment, and Lucas continues to lead the way with a 7-point gap over second place. Finally, it's time to place some bets, and we had another bad week last week as both of our tipsters failed, and my challenge bet fell on its arse yet again at the first time of asking. Nice one, Borough. As you can see from the tipsters' profits, it's not been the best of starts for both of them, but OLBG.com lead the way, whilst Toogood's losses continue to mount. Is the pressure getting to him? Let's find out.
So it was all looking too easy for the shrewd cookies at OLBG. Well. Looked more like a donut after last week's performance. Middlesbrough losing to Bristol City, eh? Just goes to show nothing's guaranteed in football. So this week, Toogood will respond in usual fashion. Another big hacker. I'm going to change it up. I'm not going for match results. I'm going to go for a both teams to score coupon. So starting off in the Premiership, I fancy Bournemouth versus Leicester. Tottenham versus Everton. From the Championship, I fancy Huddersfield versus QPR. Notts Forest versus Cardiff. From League 1, Colchester versus Scunthorpe, Swindon versus Sheffield United, and lastly from League 2, Dagenham Redbridge versus Stevenage, and Luton versus Portsmouth. That lot should see you a nice return. Anyway, come on Dean, keep chipping away, because when Toogood land one of his bets, cool, it'll be game over.
So Toogood switching things up with the both teams to score, but still wild as ever, those returns. He only needs one to come in and the pressure is back on OLBG. Talking of OLBG, let's see what they've gone with this week. So it looks like they've switched things up a little bit this week, and they've gone for a £5 fourfold, starting with the early kickoff on the Saturday between Arsenal and Newcastle. They've gone for an Arsenal win. The next 3 games are very similar to Toogood's in the respect that they're going with both teams to score. They've gone with Bournemouth and Leicester both teams to score, Bristol City and Burnley both teams to score, and then we have to wait till Monday night, Coventry versus Southend both teams to score. £5 on that lot returns £42 and 19p. So there you have it, that's the tipsters bets. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to go with any of their suggestions, but now it's time for my bet, the daily challenge bet. It's very simple, just need to bet on one team to win and we carry over the profit each time. The only problem is we keep failing at the first hurdle. This week, I'm going to go with Hull City to beat Preston. £5 on them returns £10. Come on Hull, let's do it, and let's get off to a winning start. So there you have it. That brings us to the end of the video. Good luck to everyone in Game Week 4, whatever you might be doing, whether it's fantasy football, Sky Sports predictions, the betting side of things, or you might be doing all three. Let me know. Anyway, drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and be sure to check out all the other football content on this channel. I will see you in the next one. Peace. But Michael's there to get the ball off of him, and then our opponent decides to leave a leg in and take him out. And I'll tell you what, lads, Michael is not happy. Moments later, they pretty much square up to each other and players have to break them up. So anyway, Michael's been told to leave the field for 10 minutes. This guy in the background's doing his hair, and we're bloody 1-0 down. Come on, boys, let's get on with it.